I did dub a Chinese movie series recently, and it confirmed my suspicions on why. Like, I've watched a lot of like Japanese dub like live action films that are really good. Like, there's some really good quality like Japanese live action dubs out there, but I've very rarely seen a good Chinese one. And I've always asked myself, it's like, why is that? Why can't they get the Chinese one right? And I'm like, no. Chinese, like this drama series, the Chinese speak in soliloquy. They speak like this. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
They don't use words?
Just like that. And it doesn't even matter if the sentence is over or not. It's like the sentence will go on, and instead of stopping like where it should, it cuts off and then it starts again. You know? So when you're trying to do English to that kind of like tone and make it make sense, it's mind-numbing and you want to shoot yourself in the face. I hope it comes out okay.
Actually, that kind of reminded me of Bugs Bunny when you did that.
Bugs Bunny is training.
Is that why?
He dubbed a lot of training. Bugs Bunny did. Yeah. That's how he got his start. They always say that.
I have one. I guess when I was doing Tekken Blood Vengeance, the callback audition, they had all the producers and creators coming from Japan, so you're auditioning in front of how many people? Like 10?
Yeah, it was a lot.
And they're so hard to read. I had no idea how I was doing, and I went out and they're just looking at me, not saying anything, very stoic. And I said, thank you very much, and I don't know what happened, and they just started busting up laughing, and I don't know what happened. I guess it was good, because, yeah, so.
The same thing happened to me. I was actually also in that movie, I was Li Xiaolong, and that same thing happened to me. I went in, I read, and they were very stoic, very professional, very Japanese, you know? And then, like, I was like, thanks, and then they didn't even laugh. I walked out, and this guy, like, the guy, he looks at me and just goes like, thanks.
We love the way you went.
Nice. I got to make up a underwater sea creature thing in Moribito. They said he doesn't speak English, so just make something up. So just literally babble. Like, that's great. Okay, next.
Do you guys remember there was an audition went out for World of Warcraft recently? It was like a Cthulhu-looking thing, where it's the same sort of thing. Like he had his own language, he had a gargle water. You got that? Yeah. Congratulations.
This economy.
I think you love what you get cast in currently.
Yep. Yeah, anything. Bit part, recurring character, episodic, whatever. Just a chance to get in and do something that you love and get paid for it, although meagerly. But still, yeah, something, you know?
I mean, personally, I was really privileged and honored to do the character of Kenshiro, because I was a huge Thyssen North Star fan my whole life, and actually got Hokuto tattooed to my wrist for the occasion. So,
It's always a lot of fun to play iconic characters that have meant a lot to you. I don't know, you guys are all too young to remember Johnny Quest.
No! Never!
Venture Brothers now.
Yeah. The ones in the 90s, the ones in the 80s, or the ones in the
1964.
Oh, with Tim Matheson.
Tim Matheson, yeah. Well, this last summer, I actually got tapped to be the voice of Race Bandit. Nice.
What was originally done by Mike Road.
By Mike Road, yeah. So that was, what's that?
You're doing a new Johnny?
No, this was a crossover that they were doing with another series. So
Technically, it would be a new Johnny Quest.
What he said. For the question, I mean, you know, they're all my precious children. That you guys blow up and kill and stuff. I guess if there's one that I hold close to my heart, I really do like Jarvis, because there's so much. If I had slightly shorter hair and could launch myself on a slingshot into a wall for bonus points, I would. I wouldn't necessarily hang out with Andy Dick, but I'd do the other stuff.
Along those same lines, I think we're all lucky to be able to do what we do, and every single one of the parts that we do, and we get to play. We put our heart and soul into it. But one that does stand out to me is the Digimon Emperor.
Yeah.
You didn't say stop applauding.
Yes. What was the question? I'm sorry. Hi.
Characters you'd love to play.
Characters I love to play. Well, I mean, it sounds corny, but I would say any character that is popular enough to allow me to come hang out with you guys, which is weird. Which is to say, I guess, which actually sometimes means anything on TV, because you know, for some people, wow, that was a really long scream. For some people, it's sort of the gateway to other things. You know, if you're not an anime fan, but you catch something on TV and you like it, maybe it'll open the door to other stuff. So, I mean, to that end, I guess it would be anything on Z or Kai or Full Metal, which is on TV. But and to answer the earlier question about embarrassing things, before I forget, has anyone here seen Shin-Chan?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got. No, well, on Shin-Chan, I'm Whitey, who talks on occasion. I'm also Boo. But anytime we recorded that show, that was humiliating, well, in an awesome way. For example, I didn't know what a strawberry shortcake was until I did Shin-Chan. I had to crack open Urban Dictionary, and I'll be darned if I didn't know. Yeah, so there's that. There's also various trombones, etc. I didn't know about
Santorum.
Interesting guy. So obviously that was an eye-opening experience in the best way. I would say that, and also anytime you're recording and literally pass out, that's also considered embarrassing. In my book, usually it's a long power-up yell. There have been multiple people during the history of Z, for example, like, that happens a lot. Because of course, yeah, because the body, of course, runs out of oxygen. And when that happens, you pass out. So that's happened on occasion, and I would say that. A medical miracle, everyone. Anyway, yeah. That's a question.
Ladies first.
I'm probably going to regret this. What's a strawberry shortcake?
It's a beloved character.
This is not an okay, you're not going to fool me with that. I know the basic gist.
It's the protagonist of, you know, remember the evil pie man with strawberry, I forget. No,
That part we know, but what do you mean by it?
Well, it is,
Someone consult the Oracle.
Somebody what?
Consult the Oracle. We're not there a smartphone.
I could just tell you in about 30 minutes, but okay.
We'll compromise and tell you what a Dutch rudder is.
Some outtakes on the hard drives. We're human. We laugh, we crack up.
Let's say that.
Yeah.
But even if it's a drama, sometimes this is incredibly unprofessional. Check this out. There are things called bombs, where if you're having a conversation with somebody and you know them very well, you're the director and everybody's cool with it. CSI? If you have a conversation with somebody, let's all do it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Oh, that felt great. What's the question? When you have a conversation with somebody and you're already tracking your stuff, and then you know they're coming in, sometimes you will leave a bomb for them, or they'll leave a bomb for you. For example, if you're having a very tender moment, and then in your ear you hear the pre-roll, so you hear their line, and then you have your line. So if you can imagine, it's a very tender moment, it's very quiet, and you hear, you suck. It's very difficult to move forward, although, by the way to defeat a bomb is to not crack and deliver the line and laugh after. That's a little game that we play because we're, you know, having fun, darn it.
I remember hearing that story. I remember hearing about the Funimation bomb, so I kind of stole that idea when we were doing a show in Madoka Magica, because I knew that Christina's coming in after me, and our characters are best friends, and in this one scene, she was walking in front of me slightly, and it was really, you know, quiet, and so I just said, Madoka, I think you have a really good ass. She was like,
Question, I think discipline has to come. Yeah, you're having fun in there, but at a certain point you can't. If you're breaking constantly, you're Jimmy Fallon, for goodness sake. So that's wasting time in the booth. So, yeah.
I've listened to Yu Yu Hakusho outtakes a few
Oh,
times. I
sure.
know.
There's one, when I was hanging out with the sound designer for High Velocity Bowling, there was one I forgot about where, like, they gave me so much leeway for the improvs on that one. I was playing a little person who was very much a cholo named Mike the Strike Diaz, and there's this outtake. He's like, John, you might not remember this, but I thought you'd dig hearing it, where it was like, I need Cabello! Oh, wait, can I say that? Something like that, you know?
Cool. Like one of the first shows I ever worked on was I had to play a German hammer, and my director at the time, we were joking around towards the end because it was almost finished, and it was a big climatic battle scene or whatever. It was very dramatic and intense, and I did my lines, and he was like, "Hey, just for fun, just give me a really flamboyant swing when the hammer comes down on the thing." I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever. We'll put it on the alternate track or something." So I do that, and it makes it into the show. It makes it into the show because someone did not watch the last episode before checking the thing. Possibly the greatest voice acting movie.
Brilliant.
I think, oh, yeah, I've educated myself.
She knows what it is, everybody.
At the beginning of my career, I had to voice match her, Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh my God.
But don't make me do it now. But she says things like, "It's very nice to meet you," you know. She talked in fruits. Yeah. So, but you know, when you're doing comedy, the trick for me is staying in. You just have to stay in character. But I think I found if you're cracking up people in the booth and they're laughing in between takes, it just makes you feel like you're on a roll, and it carries the energy through, and it makes it a lot more fun for everyone. So it's almost like they become the audience, and that's ultimately what you want when you're doing a session. Yeah. So it's really fun. Yeah. Just don't laugh during the line.